Hello, once again. Welcome to what may be the final entry in Mastering Star Ocean Second Story R series. The last couple episodes, part 2 and 3, were fraught with much item creation. There won't be very much of that this time. We're finally getting to what everybody likes about this game, which is the combat. So what is the real subject of today's video? Well, let's go into the missions here and we'll see exactly. Here is a challenge mission for dealing 40 million damage. And when you complete it, you get the secret manual Pierce. This allows you to raise the damage cap. No longer will we be stuck dealing just under 10,000 damage a hit. Here we are in Fun City. There's actually, despite the length of time between recording, I didn't really do anything between the last part and this one. I just walked to Fun City. There's a couple things in here I did actually pick up, but I will go over them here. First of all, if we come to the Bunny Race window here, to move log to the front. Here you can pickpocket a bunny shoes, which make you very, very fast in combat. And then over here is the battle arena, which is where we will be spending most of our time. Here is the duel battle. You can see the reward. For rank A, it varies for each character. They are all terrible. Don't fall into the trap of using them. They have high attack and no other stats, except for Welsh's weapon, which I have already collected. It is the Violent Handy Stick, which is exceptionally powerful. Right here. You can see compared to her existing weapon, it's tremendously powerful, actually. Ridiculously so. I assume the reason is because Welsh was not in the original version on the PlayStation. They had to put her ultimate weapon somewhere, so they just threw it on the duel battle. And it carried over into this version. So now we have the Violent Handy Stick. And this will be pretty key to showing off exactly what we'll be talking about. Big damage stacking. But before we can do that, first we need to have the ability to break the damage cap. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do a lot of fights. I will actually go back to controlling Welsh. So in order to do a lot of damage, not necessarily big damage, but doing a lot of damage to enemies, the first key is actually to have enemies that have a lot of HP, and this is actually where Chaos Mode is a benefit to you, because the enemies take so much longer to kill. They have way more HP, and so you finish the mission much faster. Of course, in the Spell Boss Rush here, the first couple bosses aren't really even bosses at this point. They're barely even normal enemies. We can just quickly execute all of them with all of our remaking shenanigans that we did in the previous part. You can see everybody's hitting for capped damage. And actually, we will not be getting an insignificant amount of experience while we're farming here. It's something like 2 million, maybe 3 million damage per clear here. Let's just take another look at our counter. Thankfully, they put it at the top. So you can see we have another 10 million damage to go. Since we're going to be doing this a bunch of times in a row, why don't we have some amoeba soup? believe I also equipped training onto my not invincible characters, which frankly I could put training on Welsh too. She is totally invincible. May as well squeeze out the experience where we can. The reason I did that actually was because in the duel battle only Welsh was fighting, but everybody else still gets the experience in this version, so I put training on so they would get an increased benefit. I really enjoy how much easier it is to level in this version than the previous ones. Oh man, it took forever to get to the level cap on the PlayStation. We're using experience card too, even more doubling. You can see even with the training, we're so powerful, we're still dealing the damage cap. One thing actually that maybe is worth mentioning. Shin's Vampiric Drain attack is one of maybe the only move in the whole game that can hurt you while you're wearing bloody equipment. So do watch out for that one. It's not very much a concern when you have 4 characters, but if you're hard doing a 1-character solo, it can catch you off guard. So let's take another peek at our missions here. We can see, 2.7 million. So we're just going to have to do this a bunch of times in a row. It is pretty much the fastest way to do it. While we're doing this, I guess I should espouse on Bodyguard. So Bodyguard is everybody's favorite new super specialty. It lets you kill enemies without even fighting them. The reason that I don't like Bodyguard very much early, at least the killing part of Bodyguard, is because if you're not fighting, you're not making any damage progress towards this mission. So if you want this effect, which you absolutely do, I mean, the difference between having this and not having this is literally dealing 2 to 3 times as much damage with the same setups. But so if you don't actually fight enemies, you just let Bodyguard kill all of them for you. You won't make any mission progress, and it will take you a lot longer to get damage cap rate. Which, if you're willing to put up with it, I guess isn't a problem, but I hate taking forever to do things, as you may have figured out by now. We can have another soup. I have come at least a little bit around on Bodyguard, since there's basically no way, if you want to get this early enough that it really matters, especially on Chaos, you will have to do grinding to kill stuff, just to get the damage number up. There's really no way to avoid it. You absolutely want to have it, I would say, before the 4 fields. It's where the HP inflation in the enemies just gets ridiculous. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the main difference between all the difficulty levels is just the monster stats. Galaxy has normal HP. I believe Earth is half, but then Universe is double, and then Chaos doubles it again. So every enemy has 4 times as much health as normal on Chaos mode. That's why it's so exhausting.
Wow, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
Another thing I can talk about while we're doing this is all the other things you can do in Fun City, or at least the couple that are relevant if you want to be really strong. So you can do bunny races. Alright, one more round should do it. You can do bunny races, which are not very interesting, but they allow you to get more bunny shoes, or potentially an accessory called the Santa's Boots, which people talk about scumming the goodie box for great weapons. Well, you can actually scum the Santa's Boots for really great weapons, if you're willing to. But, I don't know, one time I actually got a Holy Sword Farewell in 5 minutes, and then to get another one took me like 2.5 hours, so I would not recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it at all. But it is something that you can do if you truly want to break the game. The Holy Sword Farewell is a post-game only sword that absolutely destroys every weapon that you can get beforehand, excluding the other super weapons, including the Violent Handy Stick we are currently using on Wealth. It is immensely better, and actually makes Ashton probably the strongest character for a while. Alright, here we go. We finally got it. I can stop rambling. So let's just go straight in here and we can see straight up. Surpass damage limit. This is the true subject of today's video. You'll see it costs a lot of BP, but I have been saving much of it, so we should be able to get it maxed out right now. Yep, no problem. Tap it out, everyone. And now I just want to do one more fight. One more fight as an exhibition on how you can level quickly if you need to. So we are going to go into the other group battle here, which is less good for damage dealt, but much better for experience. Actually, a crazy amount better for experience in my testing. So we'll use an experience card here, and already you should see a huge difference in the damage numbers we're doing. We're hitting over 20k on critical hits. Yeah, look at that. 658,000 experience.
Don't cross me! We got it!
But now that we're free of the shackles of needing BP for anything, needing SP for anything either, we can actually do an even faster method. So let's get out of here. Do this here. Yeah, this is fine. Alright, if you've played the game before, you are probably familiar with this item, the Counterfeit Medal. This reduces the amount of experience you need to reach the next level to a single point. Now, by itself, this doesn't really do anything. The thing that breaks it is that you can replicate it. So if we go over here...
I'll need to do my best.
Why are we in the Ashton? Ah, there we go. Now we have 20 of them. If we just walk out here, let's change our scouting. We look for enemies, not with you. There we go. We will use a Counterfeit Medal on everybody. I swear I've played this game before. Yeah, just like that. Now everybody only needs 1 point. We walk out here. Bodyguard kills them, gives us experience. Now we can use another set. Bam, there's another level on everyone. Use another 4. Bam, there's another level. There's another 4. Bam, there's another level. I only have 4 left. So let's go back in here and copy some. Now, actually, I guess the question you're going to have is how you actually get this item. You can get it through contraband, but the much, much easier way in this version, just reach replication level 10. The mission gives it to you. And by 10, I of course mean level 8, wearing 2 rainbow diamonds. Check out part 2 for that level of use. Alright, so we'll go back in here. Do we want Orchestra? Yes, Orchestra is the way, because it lets us retain some film. We still have 11, despite copying the medal 19 times. There we go, now I got 20 again. Just walk back out here. Spawn some enemies. There we go. And you can see this is really fast. There we go. Let's go into the shop and get some more film. So, like I was saying about Bodyguard earlier, one of the downsides of using it is that you don't deal as much damage because you're not actually fighting. So this grind that you do right here will be longer. And as you can see, doing it later, you can save just more time. As you've seen in the previous episodes, our level really did not matter for the damage we were dealing. We had Ashton dealing capped damage at his join level. So it's not even that worth it to over-level yourself, so Bodyguard does start killing things for you. The other downside is that you'll also get less SP and BP when you're fighting. I did buy the film. Yeah, there it is. Alright. You'll get less SP and BP while you're fighting, or while you're not fighting using Bodyguard, because you don't get the benefits of Enlightenment or any of the food, and obviously you can't use experience cards if you're not fighting. So it actually in some ways hampers your growth as well. We need to make. But now we're unfettered by that. We don't care about our SP and BP anymore. We've basically done everything we need to with our investments in the earlier parts. Now we are free to abuse the absolute fastest methods for leveling. And the thing about Counterfeit Medals here, they work all the way up to level 100. So if you're enterprising, there's really no reason not to just get to level 100 as soon as you can break the damage cap. We did the mission. Look at the Bodyguard thing. Yeah. As you can see, I haven't used it very much. Well, actually, I was using it at the very beginning, since the very beginning, part 1, just to stop enemies from running into me and get easy back attacks. But I've never counted on Bodyguard actually killing things. There we go. Yeah. The scouting is just crazy in this game. How fast enemies will pop up. Won't be able to make another full complement, but we can at least do one more set before we get in here. Buy some more film. There is a particular reason we want to be level 100, by the way. I'm not actually just doing this to show off. Well, I guess I am doing it to show off, but show it off for knowledge's sake. As you should realize by now, simply being a high level in this game does not mean that you're strong. Let's go again, and then back to replication. Metal. Go. Counterfeit metal again. Counterfeit metal again. You can see Ashton is now level 100. So the metal no longer works on him. And then here's Welsh and Croesus. And bang. Now everybody is level 100, so we can turn scouting back to a void. Like that. If we go to missions here, have a character reach level 100 gives us the Break Booster. This is an extremely valuable item in late game. What this does is it turns every break into a leader style break, where they shoot out the shockwave that breaks everybody else. When you have a multi-boss fight, like the ones in Final, at the very end of the game, it really, really helps you if you're not invincible. Alrighty, so that's why you want to be level 100. You don't really need to be level 100 this early, but this might be the last video, so I'm just showing it off here. Alright, so now that we're level 100, we have the ability to break the damage cap. How do we actually do as much damage as possible? Well, the key there, we go to the assault formation. Rather, we should go here. The main suspects are going to be Angel Feather, a spell learned by Celine and Rena, increases all attributes. And there's also Power Up, which is learned by Rena and Leon, increases attack power. These buffs stack together. Angel Feather and Power Up can both be on you. Additionally, there are items that give you attack power. Here, the Potion of the Winds. There's also the Strength Bottle, which is slightly more, but it means you can't use any moves. In the original version of the game, when you were using Claude with the Eterna, spraying stars all over the place, these were crazy. But now, since the damage cap is so much higher, the number of hits you deal isn't that important, it's how much they actually all do. So the Potion of the Wind is going to be your go-to. And how you make this is compounding with Mandrake and Rosehip. Not that difficult. Or if you find any of them, you can just infinitely copy them. So that's going to be your main sources of damage in battle. There's also, of course, the formation you can choose. We're not going to need this experience formation anymore. So what are our options? Well, there's attack 25, that's pretty good. But the one we got way back when we did 5,000 damage is this formation, which will be your primary formation, especially if you love Opera. Because man, does that girl have some elemental moves. Attack 60% is pretty much exactly what we want. And then, of course, if you'll remember, way back, we put full bonus on Welsh's Berserker Ring here. This means we get 20% extra formation. So it's actually 72% attack bonus, which is just ginormous. Now let's go back to Fun City, and I guess we'll just show off how much damage we can really do. let's go ahead and take everybody out of the party except for Welch. Just to reiterate how the buffs stack, by the way, all of the things that give you attack, like Power Up gives you plus 50% attack, the attack that it gives you is based on the number that is listed on this screen right here. So Welch gets an extra 5,595 attack from the Berserker Ring, and then she gets half of that. So something like, I don't know, 2,700 attack when Power Up is cast on her, and then another half of that from the 25% from Angel Feather. I will show that off. Let's actually just see if we can beat... oh, hold on. I did forget. I need to turn training off as well. Actually, everybody who's not going to be fighting can keep it on. And then go to her special arts. Give her rapid flick. Do we have enough BP to knock it out? Surely we do. Oh yeah, look at that. We got thousands of BP now. We can give action Sword Dance. Sword Dance, pretty cool move. Priestess doesn't need anything else. And Claude does not need anything else either. Yeah. Let's check combat skills briefly. Guard Break technically adds some damage. We can throw that in here. More Power Burst. Sure, that's more damage. Feint, always good to be able to hit. Just go ahead and throw some points around. It wouldn't do to just, not use them at all. That is something that I do find, though, is that I care less and less as the game goes on. I spend my points very carefully early on, and then I just stop caring because, well, I'm dealing a bazillion damage, and I got everybody's best gear, so it doesn't matter as much. Much better state to be in, I think, than having to obsess over everything. Late game, when you just gain more and more points. Alright, so let's just roll up on Survival Battle and see if we can do it. Have I forgotten? Oh, actually, before we begin, I do want to mention one very important thing. There is actually a better attack formation than the one we have. It comes from this, which is not currently unlocked at this point in the story. I believe it is after you see the truth about Rena at the Heraldry Weapons Laboratory in Armlock. This becomes available. This battle is only women can do it, but that doesn't stop you from using whoever you want on the assault formation. So really, you can cheese it even if you have weak girls in your party. Of course, for us, we have Welch, so it wouldn't be a problem anyway. This formation gives you 30% attack and 40% attack, and then also, at max, 1% attack for every spear you pick up, which, once you break an enemy, they will drop spears like crazy, and your attack goes to the moon. This is the formation you really want for damage medicine. But for our purposes here, the 60%, really 72%, will be just fine. So let's see just how far we can get in Survival Battle with our Welch. So we can start off right away. They give you a Potion of the Winds. Too fast. So now we have Power Up on us. And we gotta wait for Celine to be ready. There we go. Angel Feather. By the way, we can also use the Compress of Veda to move slightly faster. There's no reason not to just use all of these items immediately in this survival battle. Because they're chain battles now, they just last the entire time. That I think is all we care about. There is one that gives you regeneration, I believe. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, medical needs. That's probably not going to help us since we're invincible. But if we pause during battle now, you can see we have attack 50% up from the power up. We have attack 25% up from Angel Feather, along with defense and hit as well. Very handy. We're invincible because of the bloody helmet, but don't worry about that. HP regen comes from the item, and then we have attack 40%, also coming from the Potion of the Winds. All of those work together, so now we're going to deal crazy damage. You can see we just did 34,000 damage with a normal attack. That was a critical, to be fair. But that's not even using Slappity Slap. So let's just try that. 57,000 damage. Now we just delete people. We also have Rapid Flip. In case you wanted Welsh to be good at breaking shields, we've also got Rapid Flip. The only fight I'm really worried about, there's two. One is the vampire, who can kill us despite us being allegedly invincible. And then the Hellmaster, at the very end, just because he flies, might be very difficult for Welsh to hit. Everything else is basically going to go like that. Nice little funny thief there. Thieving scumbags, they're called now. I prefer the original. I thought it was quite humorous. I don't know why I'm even bothering to try and save MP. We have unlimited MP too. It was a nice MP drain. So yeah, when people say Welsh is like broken, extremely overpowered, this is the Welsh they're talking about. And they're not exactly wrong. Welsh is clearly broken here, using this incredibly high damage Slappity Slap over and over. What people tend to gloss over just a little bit, I think, is the part of the game where she doesn't have Slappity Slap and doesn't have a good weapon, which, if you don't know what you're doing, is actually quite a bit of time. She's really just Ashton. She's a second Ashton. Until she gets to this point. Once she gets her, strong as Eterna final handy stick and Slappity Slap, she starts dealing crazy damage. And then once she gets the violent handy stick, now she's our highest damage dealer by far. So there's a bit of a glow up period that people tend to gloss over. Personally, I think Croesus is a better character overall because she is instantly dealing max damage. With Force Field, you can get it right away. That's a flaw also of Ernest. He has to wait to get his Bed of Roses, which might be the best move in the game. Maybe that's me being... we should be careful about this. Oh, right, we are invincible in Star. Why do I care? If you're not invincible, the Star Garter will obliterate you. Let's try and keep power. Oh, NP up. There we go. Alright, problem solved. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so... Ernest, Bed of Roses, great move. It automatically tracks and will even switch targets when the target dies, and you can use it standing anywhere. It's a great move. But Ernest kind of sucks until he gets it. Thousand Tails is alright. Bowman, maybe the great thing about Bowman is that he works just out of the box with his infamous poison pills. Yep, we cannot currently hit with Slappity Slap or Rapid Flick. Oh, there we go. If we can fake it out into coming in, then we do hit it. Now imagine if I could not break the damage cap, if I was dealing, 9,999 per hit, or even less, just how bad this would be, how long it would take. Frankly, it already takes... Whoa! Alright. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. But I think that's a pretty good place to stop, honestly. If you want to complete it, actually, the thing that I forgot, what I should have done was, on the assault formation, we want to have Leon not with haste. Leon should have power up, Rena should have Angel Feather, and then Celine should have Bless. Because the only problem I was having there was my ability to hit, which is purely because I'm, 60 to 70 levels below what you're supposed to be when you're fighting Hellmasters. Yeah, but if we had Bless on, we would have been able to hit no problem. Wouldn't have run out of MP, wouldn't have died. That is basically everything I wanted to show off there. You can see from the beginning of this video, Welsh was dealing 10,000 damage a hit, then 20,000 damage a hit, and then with all of the attack stacking on, was dealing up to 57,000 per hit, which is just insane numbers. Everybody can really do that. Welsh's equipment is just slightly stronger. You can see 2,000 versus the 1,320. The difference in attack between weapons here, 700 is magnified 4 times by the 2 accessories here, the double strength. This is why I think Opera is not that great. Most of her weapons are so bad. They're so bad. But I won't trash talk Opera anymore. She does blossom into a crazy mob killer, super damage stacker in the very end game with the wing bracelet. And my boy Ashton here, so does he. Well, he's much better at single target, not so much mob sweeping. But yeah, both of them really come alive in the final areas of post game. Maybe the one other thing I should mention. Let's close out on something just a tad more fun. I believe it's right by here in Prince Bridge. So let's put everybody back in the party. That. And then, do we have a Primavera? Yeah, we have 20 of them. Alright, cool. So let's get out of here. Let's close out on a raid battle, because there's actually 2 more ways to get attack power that I didn't mention. Only one is really relevant. Where is this guy? Just a reminder, all these videos have been completely unscripted. It's just been me playing the game straight. No shenanigans. There should be somewhere. Oh, here it is. We found it. I just went completely in the wrong direction. Alright, so this is a raid enemy. This is actually the first time we're even close to a raid enemy. So you can see right here, they're extremely powerful enemies. This will not prove to be a challenge for us, but I did want to highlight one particular thing here, is that if we go to music, we actually need to compose music. There is a song for the piano, Celebration Hymn. While this is playing, all of your attributes are increased. You can use these before fighting raid enemies to make them a lot easier. Let's just make a quick save here, and we can go in and do a quick pause here. You can see, oh, we don't have level 10 musicians, so the bonuses are a little funky. But look at that, we get 45% extra attack for nothing on this fight. Oh, our spheres are, our formation's busted too. Unfortunate. Actually, this thing is really strong. How did Welsh die? I'm deeply confused about that one. How did Welsh die? Her MP is like full. How did she die? Oh, the auto equipment took off the bloody helmet. Never mind. That's what. All right. So we actually do still die very easily, but now that Welsh is invincible, we'll get through very easily. These are still technically post-game enemies that we're fighting here. It is important to remember that. Level 100 would be considered low. As soon as we break it, though, you will see it completely evaporate. Hello? What? Wow. This thing has so much life. Look at that. Imagine if we weren't as strong as we are, how difficult this thing would be to kill. Oh, the other three characters are training. That's it. Alright, that is my final lesson to you, and it was also pretty much the first lesson I give to everybody. Don't turn training on and then forget about it, because you will make a fool of yourself when your characters die and deal so much less damage than they should be dealing. I honestly can't think of a better way to close it out than that. Get as strong as you want, but don't forget to turn training off, or you'll always appear weak. I think this really is probably going to be the last episode. I covered basically everything now. How you start the game, what you do in the mid-game to be strong, how you use the new remaking to get really strong, and then how to be truly strong here. Basically, once you can get to Fun City. Technically, you can grind up as much damage as you want at any point in the game, but it's just tedious to do it anywhere before Fun City. That's it. That's pretty much all the relevant knowledge I have on the differences between Star Ocean for the PlayStation, the PSP, and this new version. Please stop opening goodie boxes. There's just no reason to do it. Thank you.